Hey everyone, thanks for watching the CB vlog right here on the Commander's Brew YouTube channel. If you like these types of videos, you like our deck techs and all that kind of stuff, you can really help us out by just subscribing to the channel or leaving a comment. Or if you want to get involved directly, you can go to patreon.com/commandersbrew and donate directly and get in on some of the perks, including being part of our Discord community and helping us brew some of the decks. So it's a lot of fun. Check it out, patreon.com/commandersbrew. But without further ado, we are now going to run down the top 10 neatest partners from Commander Legends. Okay, Sean, the neatest partners. This was tough. It was excruciating.
How do you narrow it down?
Yeah, it's very difficult. There's a ton of really weird interactions, and there's a ton of like very obvious ones, and we've got a nice mix of both here. And they're all very neat, though.
I want to make sure before we begin, whenever Commander's Brew does a list, though, it is definitive.
Oh, this is the definitive list of the neatest partners.
We're not suggesting that, like, we like these the most. These are, by definition, the neatest.
These are the neatest. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing else to be said about it. There's no debate. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if you're familiar with any of our previous lists. That also decided that, for example, water is the best snack to have at Commander Night.
It is the best Commander snack.
Yeah.
It's colorless, and it goes in everybody.
It goes in everybody, exactly. You can't turn it down. It's the soul ring of snacks. Okay, so let's get into the neatest partnership. So let's start with the first one here. It's Armix, Filigree. And by the way, this is a list. But this isn't in any order. It's not like it goes from least neat to most neat. These are just the 10 neatest. Again, if you think something else should be on here or shouldn't be on here, you're wrong. Okay, so we start with Armix Filigree Thrasher. It's the 2 and a black 3/2 legendary golem. Whenever it attacks, you can discard a card, and then when you do, target creature defending player controls gets -X/-X until the end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control plus the number of artifact cards in your graveyard. And then I think very obviously this partners extremely well with Toggo, Goblin Weaponsmith, 2 and a red for the legendary Goblin, 2/2 that whenever a land enters, you get to make an equipment named Rock, and then you can attach that Rock for 1. It says the creature deals 2 damage to any target if you sacrifice Rock, and it equips for 1. So your landfall triggers are basically building up the ability for you to just mow down your opponent's creatures when you swing in for attacks, and obviously with the discarding of cards. And I love this like Rakdos like equipment graveyard synergy that you can work, because the reason I think this is so neat is because we don't really have anything like that, right? We don't have anything where it focuses on discard/graveyard stuff as well as equipment. That's like a weird meeting of synergies that we don't really see too often, and this kind of is the first Commander setup that you can get that does that.
Neat. That is neat.
I think it's undeniably neat.
Here's another neat pair. Alharu, Solemn Ritualist, 4 and a white, legendary human monk. This is the 3/3 that when Alharu enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other target creatures. And then whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, you create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. So it gives you +1/+1 counters, and then when things die, you get spirits if they had counters on them. And then how about the partnership of them plus Slurk, all ingesting, 5 and a green for the ooze. Starts with a 0/0, but enters with 5 +1/+1 counters. And whenever Slurk or another creature you control dies, same deal. If it had a +1/+1 counter, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature that already had one. Alharu throws around some counters. Slurk ensures that more counters keep putting on. This is a neat pair.
This is just a neat pair. I mean, you're gonna pump up your spirits. You're gonna make a bunch of more counters. You're gonna make more spirits. Like, this is just the travel prep deck from Innistrad, but just it's a Commander deck, right? It's amazing. Yeah. And especially with those dying triggers, that's going to be a big part of it, actually, is that type of Innistrad type flavor. Mm-hmm. So really cool. Next, so that's definitively the 2 of the neatest decks. Number 3 here, we're going to go right back to Alharu. So same thing, the +1/+1 counters and spirit stuff. And Numa, Jaraga Chieftain, 2 and a green for the 2/2 Elf Warrior. At the beginning of combat, you can pay XX. When you do, distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of target elves. And of course, it has partner. So now we're distributing our +1/+1 counters amongst our elves, and we're using Alharu to turn those elves into spirits if they die. This is a killer go wide deck. Like, first of all, elves love to go wide, and if we can actually get a bunch of elves out, we're throwing some counters on them. It's a nightmare for your opponent to deal with. All of a sudden now they have to like decide are they going to kill all these elves and then just have them jump up into the air. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's wild. It's the neatest partnership. It's the third neatest partnership.
In no particular order.
In no particular order.
The fourth neatest pair in no particular order. Ich-Tekik Salvage Splicer, 4 and a green, Human Artificer, 1/1. And when it enters the battlefield, you create a 3/3 Golem artifact creature token, another Splicer. And whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Ich-Tekik and on each Golem you control. Okay, I'm listening. We want to pair this up with Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel, 1 and a white, legendary human knight, 2/2, 1 and a white to choose any creature. Its controller may exile it with an Aegis counter on it. And then 2 and a white and a tap, return all the cards with Aegis counters to the battlefield under their owner's control. So we got Ich-Tekik making golems where artifacts that go to the graveyard, we're getting them big. But if anyone tries to do anything to Ich-Tekik, or just if not, Livio can keep bouncing Ich-Tekik and we can get more golems, more golems, more golems.
Yeah, this is the Splicer, like this is the Splicer commander. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look back at all the Splicers from, that, what was it, like Mirrodin Besiege / New Phyrexia block, that block. Commander favorites, really fun cards. And these are the two commanders I'm picking to play my Splicer deck, right?
Yeah.
These are a lot of fun. The next very neat partnership here is Falthis Shadowcat Familiar, 2 and a black for the 2/2 legendary Nightmare Cat. Commanders you control have Menace and Death Touch. Look, I love this little kitty. I love the scream that it's doing. I love the evil pouring out of its face in pink light form. And pair that up with, obviously, a ghost, another evil entity, the ghost of Ramirez Di Pietro, 2 and a blue, 2/3, Spirit Pirate. It can't be blocked by creatures with toughness 3 or greater. Guess what? If we got Falthis, it really can't be blocked. Or you'll pay the price. And whenever Ramirez deals combat damage to a player, choose up to 1 target card in a graveyard that was discarded or put there from a library this turn. Put that card into its owner's hand. So hear me out on this. This is not simply a Voltron build. In fact, you don't have to go Voltron at all with this build. This is Reanimator. This is mill your opponents out. Let's get Ramirez hitting in there for you. So you mill, then you attack with the Ghost of Ramirez Di Pietro, who's got like Menace, Death Touch, can't be blocked, toughness 3 or greater. And then we're just pulling big creatures out of their yard. This is fun. And then you're also going to fill this deck with all those blue-black creatures that when they hit, we get to cast something from their library, or we get to cast another thing from their graveyard. Again, here's the commander for that deck. These are the two commanders because, Falthis only does it for commanders, right? But the fact that we get to recast the Ghost of Ramirez Di Pietro over and over and over again is just perfect. It's so great. I love this deck. The neatest.
The neatest. Even though Ramirez does return the cards to their owner's hands.
Oh, wait.
So we can't do that to opponents. Still definitively neat.
Wait, hold on.
The last sentence.
Choose up to 1 target card graveyard that was discarded or put there from it. Put it in its owner's hand. I just assumed we got to put it on the battlefield. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Still the neatest.
Listen.
What is this card? Wait a second. Am I just reading this card? Like, what does this card do then?
I think it's meant for when you loot, you get your loots back.
But don't I hit? Oh, I get to do it in my own thing. Hey, guess what? This is still really good. We just got to mill ourselves to do it. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
Take everything I said. It still applies. This is still the neatest partnership. Except instead of milling our opponents, we're going to mill ourselves. Okay, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
How about this pair? How about Dargo the Shipwrecker, 6 and a red, 7/5 giant pirate. As an additional cost, you're allowed to sacrifice creatures and artifacts, and Dargo costs 2 less for each permanent sacrifice this way, and 2 less for each other artifact or creature you've sacrificed this turn, even if you sacrificed it for another reason. So he's his own sack outlet, takes advantage of sacrificing. 7/5 trample, often able to be cast for just a red. Partner this one up with a Jeska, thrice reborn, 2 and a red, legendary planeswalker Jeska. Enters with a loyalty for each time you've cast a commander. Guess what? We're going to cast Dargo so many times. So Jeska will start to get more and more loyalty. As long as she'll always have the 1 because you've presumably cast her and she counts as the 1. You get to pay 0 to choose target creature until your next turn. If that creature would deal combat damage to one of your opponents, it deals triple that damage. Dargo's a 7/5. Triple 7/5 is a 1-hit kill if there's no one to block it. Like that's
yeah.
If they can't block it, they die. They take 21 damage from one of your commanders.
You know how Jeska turns into Phage, and then back into Jeska, I guess. But
I didn't know that.
She is Phage, right?
Okay.
I think that's right. Anyways, and this is you creating Phage kind of, because Dargo is a 1-hit kill with Jeska's abilities, and Phage kills when you hit with it, right? So yeah. I mean, we just created our own Phage. By the way, with that whole with Ramirez and the cat, I knew I was going to do that. I in fact was looking at these cards over. I was looking them over again. I'm like, which one of these am I wrong about? I knew it was going to happen, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It's definitively the neatest. And I love mono red 1-hit kill deck.
Oh my gosh, it's great. This looks really fun. This is a fun pair.
Next, we have Kamal, Heart of Krosa. He's the big boy. 6 green for the 5/5. He's got Overrun at the beginning of your combat on your turn. You just get to just do Overrun. And then for 1 and a green, until end of turn, target land you control becomes a 1/1 elemental creature with Vigilance, Indestructible, and Haste. It's still a land. Partner this guy up. We're talking about mono colors. No, sorry, not yet. Nadir, Agent of the Duskanel, 5 and a black. This is a high CMC combo, but trust me, it's very neat. He's a 3/3. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on him. And when he leaves the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens equal to its power. That's right. So green black. What are we good at? Saprolings. Saproling tokens. Have those tokens overrun. Huh? Great. Or guess what? Have them all die. Make Nadir giant. Guess what? Nadir dies. Who cares? He makes a bunch of elf creatures. Like this partnership is a never-ending ball of tokens that constantly gets overrun.
Yeah.
It's over. We just got to ramp up there. But it's very neat.
How about another pair? Let's do another mono green here.
Yeah, mono. Green. This is the mono.
Kodama of the East Tree, 4 green, legendary spirit with reach, 6/6. Whenever a permanent enters the battlefield under your control, except for Kodama, if it wasn't put there with this ability, you get to put another permanent from your hand with equal or lesser CMC. So if you put a land out, you get to put a free 0 CMC. How about another land? If you put out a 4-drop creature, you get to put anything 4 or less. Just put it out. Pretty good. Let's pair Kodama with Halana, Kessig Ranger, 3 and a green, legendary human archer, 3/4 with reach. Whenever another creature enters your battlefield under control, you may pay 2. When you do, that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. And then Kodama lets us put another creature out. Halana allows us to pay 2 and do it all over again.
Bang, 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 bang. Just mowing down creatures and then attacking with your giant green monsters. Very fun. I couldn't decide whether or not to pair if the neater pair was Kodama and Halana or Kodama and Alharu. Because Alharu has some very cool interactions too, where we not Alharu, sorry, Livio, the one who blinks, the white guy who blinks.
Yes.
That's a very cool interaction there too. But either way.
We also could consider Lahala or Hararu or Lahuna and Laha. It's starting to sound like just noises.
Yeah, they fully are.
Halana or Alharu and Kodama. Good luck closed captioning.
Halana, Kamal. Okay. Let's move on to the next one here. This one is I think this one is one of the more obvious pairings, but one of the very good ones. Keskit, the Flesh Sculptor. 2 and a black for the 1/3. Human Artificer. Tap, sacrifice 3 other artifacts and or creatures. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Pair that up with Glacian, Power Stone Engineer. 5 and a blue for the 3/6. Tap X untapped artifacts you control. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. These guys are not even, it's not even so much their synergy when they're on the battlefield together. It's just that you have 2 excellent sources of card advantage based on an artifact deck, based on a Dimir artifact deck. They also work together well, but it's really like, okay, you took care of my, you got Keskit out of the way, like kind of early in the game. Well, now I've got mana to cast him again. Oh, you did it again? Okay, now I got Glacian who does this kind of other thing. Either way, we're both working with artifacts and the graveyard, and we're just getting crazy card advantage. I think these guys are really powerful together.
Neat.
How
about this pair? How about Breeches, Brazen Plunderer? This is the Goblin Pirate, 3 and a red for a 3/3 with Menace. And whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. It lets us play the spells off the top of our opponent's decks. We have to pay for them, but it doesn't matter what color they are. And then we're going to pair that up with Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator, 2 and a blue for a Siren Pirate, 2/2 with flying. Whenever one or more pirates you control deals damage to opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Well, what a great way to be able to cast those cards that we just exiled to get a ton of treasures for them. What a dream team.
That's right. And I know when we did the set review, I was a little bit harsh on the pirate partners because I was like, are any of these better than just running Admiral Beckett Brass? And if you're looking at it pure from a color standpoint, you could say no for sure. But the more I looked at these 2 partners, I'm like, I think these guys give Beckett Brass a run for her money. Like the evasion, the ability, the fact that we're basically ramping with Malcolm, and like you said, the card advantage comes from Breeches. That's a powerful combination. These guys work really well together. Turn 3, turn 4. I mean, you lay something, we get haste in this deck. This is great. This is a lot of fun. And you can even have some potential artifact synergies in this deck as well, because we're making a lot of treasures and stuff. So that was a very fun one. And then we have one honorable mention. So technically it's the 11 Neatest, but we've already talked about Nadir. It's the +1/+1 counters on Nadir, and then when he leaves the battlefield, you put elves. I mean, I think it's just we just have to use Keleth Sunmane Familiar. The horse commander must be used. It wouldn't be the neatest list without the neatest horse commander. The one in a white 1/1 horse that says whenever a commander you control attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Simple.
Neat.
Sometimes the simplest things are the neatest things.
Yes.
So there you have it.
Honorable Neatest, definitively.
Yeah, honorable and neatest. It's an honorable horse that's either making a weird face in this picture, or I'm just seeing that wrong. Because it looks kind of looks like to me that the horse is doing this.
Yeah. Well, you know what I see in there? I hear you. I agree. I also see the way the nose is.
Yeah.
The nose lines up parallel with its ear, and the way the little mouth guard thing comes down makes that part look like a cat mouth. So it kind of looks like a cat that's facing forward with a long neck. I see a cat face looking at you, just being like,
yeah, I can kind of see that. Either way, this is great. This is one of the coolest, neatest partnerships. Definitely. I mean, we would have been remiss if we didn't mention Keleth. So there it is. That's the definitive neatest list. Have your arguments if you want, but I believe we have laid it down definitively, and that's the way it is. Get with the program, so to speak. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. That is this week's CB vlog. We'll come on back for the next deck next week, and the next vlog, and the next interview, and all the great stuff we're making here. We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you love what we're doing, consider supporting the show by going to patreon.com/commandersbrew.
And if you want to get any of the cards from our deck list, go to our TCGplayer affiliate link below.
That helps us out too. And for a free way to help us out, consider sharing the show with some friends. Like and subscribe, add a comment or two.
See you later.
Bye.